So, Ambassador Joshua, get ready immediately after Professor TPS. Right, so let me introduce to you my mentor, my personal mentor, Professor Dr. TPS Sasikumar. And he will be sharing with us this morning on overcoming fear, anger, and violence, which is very, yes, you need it. You need to drink. Yes, you really need to you need to drink because these topics are very, very powerful. Overcoming fear, anger, and violence. Wow, interesting. Dr. TPS Sasikumar from India is a life mentor, space scientist, science communicator, poet, author, educationist, motivational speaker, psychological life, career counseling, expert, image building, peak performance coach, spiritual master with Himalayan tradition, conscious living commune, associate, exponent on Indian heritage, psychology, and Bhagavad Gita, and Sanatana Jama. Okay. So far since 2000, for the past 22 years, has reached to more than 1 million each teachers, parents, and students. That is where we got that Professor TPS. T for teachers, P for parents, and S for students. Hundreds of interviews on TVs and Discover TV, TV media, and many, many more. If you want to get in touch, like I said before, you can get in touch with him direct on drtpsasidumar@gmail.com. I have to spell it out for you so that you can get it. Or you can contact him on +91 944 7437 948. But I will advise you to use the email instead, because he's a traveling professor. And also, you want to reach out to him with all the resources that are available for you for free, if possible. Please contact www.drtps/shikssha.im. And may I also advise you that if you are opportune to download any of his books or video, please be willing to ask questions, because Dr. TPS will be so happy to answer the questions, especially from his book and from his video. So these are all his profile, because he will not allow me to read them all. He has already told me that before. So these are all his profile if you want to read them. And now let me welcome Professor TPS Sasikumar from India. You are welcome, sir.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister, Dr. Queen Elizabeth, YYCI. Again, last 2-3 days, we were discussing on leadership, relationship, but I cannot get out of what my friend Toshendra, I guess you are from Delhi?
Yes, sir. I am basically from Delhi, but presently I am a professor of psychology in Alliance University, Bengaluru.
Okay, I'm in Delhi from 20 to 25th.
Oh, yes, I have got house in Delhi also. I keep coming to train IS. I will be
there in Dwaraka in one of the international school with the teachers and students for 5 days.
Oh, definitely. Wonderful,
sir. Go to Ludhiana for next 2-3 days and then go to Kerala. And I wanted to mention when you were mentioning one pen, one book, one story, one teacher. The problem is which book is the problem, right? Because we
Yes,
have
yes.
plenty of books. Everybody writes books these days.
Yes,
And we have a
yes.
lot of teachers. And
Yeah, indeed.
most of the teachers are psychologically problematic.
Yes.
Not all the teachers are really good. I
Yes, sir.
happen to be the director for academic staff college. So teaching teachers in the higher education was my job for some time.
Mhm.
What happens is most of the time, we don't know which teacher the students have to follow. And I'm so
Yes.
glad during the presentation of earlier, Mohrin was mentioning that the student likes the subject or like the subject is liked because I love the teacher. It's a big problem. Most of the time we
Yeah.
understand at different ages this can vary. Probably I love the subject, I love the teacher because they are all higher education. But in lower education, what happens is you love the teacher, therefore you love the subject.
Yeah.
So age-wise, there is a lot of difference in the psychology. And there is a great
Yes.
saying. It is a schoolmaster is one who trains the minds. The schoolmaster is one who trains the minds. His responsibility is not educating in subject. The responsibility is educating him to live in this world.
Yeah.
So the question is, which world? Traditionally, if I am in a village, my teacher is very good because he knows the village, he can speak, he can teach, and he has a relaxed life. But today, the world around me, the world with me is a huge world where most of the are not aware of that world. By profession, most of the teachers get stuck to the small place. Their
Mhm.
knowledge about the whole world is very limited.
Yes.
They are not into, most of the teachers probably today are the people who took birth before the digital era. So I keep saying
Yes.
they are taken birth in BC, before computers.
Yes,
And
sir.
they are teaching students who are in AD, after digital.
After digital.
So we are,
Yes.
Toshendra, good enough. Now what happens is, when we are in a world of computers, they are all connected to the whole world. The teachers have to get into that level. So it is not the peer communication, it is not the teachers, it is not the students, it is not the book. It is more the social media that teaches or that changes the student today. The movie has a great role. So the proverb is not one pen, one book, one story, one teacher. The world around you changes. And which world depends on how much you are into the social media, how much you are into the movie. It has got great influence. So the society influences the people. So it is not the teacher who trains the minds of the students today. It is the society as a whole, because he interacts more with the society than the teachers. Got it? So how do we start changing the relationship? So this all matters. The great subject of relationship matters. How do a student relate himself with the society? Now the topic of discussion which we had today by Mohrin, the name Mohrin itself is, the meaning is love, the nature of love. Mohrin is nature of love. Toshendra is the most powerful. Indra is the most powerful, right? Got it? But not every Indra is powerful. Indra also does a lot of mistakes most of the time. Indra is a god concept in India, wherein he is the king of all the gods. But sometimes Indra is illogical most of the time. It doesn't work in the way the god themselves want Indra to react. So therefore he is cursed most of the time, right? So what happens is, you can be an elderly person, you can be in power, but you need not be matured. The maturity comes with a lot of feeling and setting attitude, understanding the mindset. That is where I am reading that the title which is written behind my sister, there is the mindset transformation. So when a student says that you are a leader today, no, you leader tomorrow. When you correct that you are not a leader tomorrow, you are a leader today, they must feel more matured. They must feel that responsibility of behaving like that. So one basic message which I tell all the children, assume you are at the age of 13, 1-3, teenage is starting at 13, 1-3. 13 to 19 is teenage. So all the teenagers, I keep saying, don't be in the teenage. Add 10 years to your year. Not biologically you are at 13, but behave like 23. When you are in 19, behave like 29. Automatically you feel responsible. So where is the problem? Especially in Asia, the children are more erratic. It is not true in West, never in Japan. That is because parents are too busy. They have no time to take care of the children. So they take care of themselves. They more feel matured by themselves. What happens to most of the society bounded countries? Like, I don't know, Mohrin is from which place?
She's from South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, she's Maureen ma'am is from South Africa.
Yeah, what happens is in Africa, Asia, most of the places, what happens is when the child is born, we take so much of care on them. And they think that my life is very, very, very socially protected by my parents. So the social security given is too much. And once they go to the school and colleges, they get separated because that's when they get freedom. So when they get freedom, they use it at the worst scenarios. And what happens is the love is not able to be consistent. And they are given false promises. And therefore, they will not feel self-responsible. Therefore, where we should start this? We should start educating teachers, not in what happened. That is why I keep saying, generally people talk about 21st century education. I am not with the 21st century education at all. Century is 100 years. You cannot talk about 100 years of education. You must talk about third decade of 21st century. We have to talk at least 10 years from now. So that's why I have written a book called 3-2-1 World. Life in 3-2-1 world is entirely different. Therefore, what happens? The teacher's teaching ability has to change. And you must know how to take care of their emotional interactions with the people from the childhood. That is where the overcoming of fear, anger, and violence comes into picture. Most of the trauma happens at the age 3 to grade 3. Age 3 to grade 3. That is where their social skill, interpersonal relationship, mindset is being actually trained well. So what is to be done? To them, you give them a better training. That is where this book written by me, which talks about the Happy Hippo Handbook for Nurturing Joyful Journey. The joyful journey between age 3 to grade 3 up to grade 7. From grade 8 onwards, you must know to treat them as adolescent. So there is a different psychological concept which is to be applied. This is not true from the traditional psychology. That is because the traditional psychology is dealt with a very slow moving, very, very aristocratic style of dealing with the people in the academics, at home. All these have to be redefined. So what happens to all of us? We are in a conflict of what psychology we learned from the West we wanted to input in the East. It doesn't work. The culture is entirely different. So there is a global outlook for every people, and you are living in a local world where there is a lot of conflict. That is why during this time, lot of interpersonal relationship has got a problem. That's why I said we need to have a mindset mastery approach. This is another book of mine. To have a heart, the heart has to be live in harmony. Live in harmony with all that is happening around you. And where do you get these messages from? That is why I keep saying most of the people talk about what happens in the West, try to take it into India, try to take it into Asian. It doesn't work. We all can see for last so many years, because of Professor COVID, we have a lot of time and a lot of webinars. Everybody keeps talking about SDG. What is SDG? Sustainable Development Goals. Actually, it is rubbish. It is foolish. You imagine UNDP, the United Nations Development Programs, which is in the early age of United Nations, exactly defined how the development has to happen. Why are you renaming it in the 2015 to 2030 time, 15 years to redefine? And there it says everybody should get education in the UNDP. Now you are saying everybody should get good education. Does it mean that UNDP told you should give bad education earlier? So that's not true. So this happens because government wanted to give new policies. There is a new education policy came to India. Actually, there is nothing new. Everything is the same. But to give boost, what people do is they keep renaming, putting into. So what I have done is I have written a book on SDG. And you know what is SDG? Sanatana Dharma goals. Sanatana Dharma is the traditional Indian knowledge. You will see only SDG under Sanatana Dharma goal, one book, that is Dr. TPS in India.
Wow,
I
that's
am from a
commendable.
traditional Indian system. And how should we teach Bhagavad Gita? Don't teach Bhagavad Gita in the normal style. I want to teach Bhagavad Gita in the new way. As an American student discussing with an Indian wisdom person, the questions will be entirely different. I can derive answers from the traditional knowledge book. But it has to be written in such a fashion everybody accepts it in the new era. 3, 2, 1 world. Everybody is fast. I am a busy before computers. My students are all AD after digital. So what should I do? I must know how to get into their shoes and then speak to them. So what I did is, I am into a great mission of redefining the early child care education. Because that is where the social skill, interpersonal relationship, everything get redefined. So I have 4 books, and those books are A to Z of, you can see the chapter is A, B, C, D. 26 chapters. Chapter A, chapter B, chapter C, chapter D, up to chapter Z. And these books will guide teachers, not students, where teachers can get training how to educate their younger tiny kids. That is where you understand the social skill. Why fear? Why anger? Why violence? Why intolerance? That is because in the childhood, a great trauma has gone into their mind. So this is a handbook which talks about ambitious beginning for child's dream, early childhood education, and ABCDEFG, harmonizing innovation, juxtaposing the knowledge of learning, that is this, up to L, MNOPQRS, and TUVWXYZ. The book name itself is A to Z. A to Z of early child care education. And why intolerance? Not only my DNA pattern talks about my culture. That is why you can see some region, some religion, some geographical part, the radiation effect of the underground also have an influence on your tolerance level, anger, violence, and all that. Therefore, you can see some country is permanently violent. Some country have got a problem because the underground radiation For some time, radiation doesn't affect. A constant radiation can give a lot of problems. I'm so happy Toshendra was mentioning the traditional mythological textbook. There are textbooks in which during the pregnancy, when the mother is carrying the child, this song you have to hear so that the child will have a harmony in life. So what is the food to be given? What is the song to be listened? What movie you have to see? With whom you should have interaction? All this together is called a satsang. Sang means unity, relationship.
Yeah.
Sat means good. Good relationship during pregnancy will give a good child. What a great knowledge. It is not the father, it is not the mother. The father, mother, what food they have taken on the day of producing the child. The conceiving day, the mother's food also influence the basic character of the child. Therefore, if somebody is in fear, somebody is in anger, somebody is in violence, that means at the time of conceiving, the mother had fear, the mother had anger, mother had violence. You tell me whether the intercourse for between the couple happens with a lot of harmony today or not. If that doesn't happen, how do you think the child will have such a mood? Therefore, my book on parenting starts from the pregnancy time. And this is a book on what is it? What happens is we need to understand while conceiving, there is a mood in which the mother and the father relationship starts from there. That gives a mood. But we cannot go and ditch the whole old stories. So what is to be done? Education should start from the early childhood. And that concept, which I call it, not one teacher. Now we have one teacher and 40 children. And what is that you hear most of the time in the classroom? They will say, keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. Do you think any child like to keep quiet in the classroom? No, the nursery, LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, I keep hearing only the sound of teachers saying, keep quiet. And what is the teacher doing? Teacher is shouting. So who is your role model? The role model is one who is shouting at you and asking you to do the reverse. It should not happen. The teacher should keep quiet first. And students will automatically become keep quiet. And how do you make your classroom? It has to be not a peer group learning. It has to be a vertical mixing of children. So I don't want children of age 3 to be put in one room, age 4 in another room, age 6 in another room. No. It has to be an interpersonal relationship, molding a social skill development. Every child should come into one. Therefore, what will happen? They will not fear because they have some elderly person beside. They are not seeing one teacher who is huge in front of them. And you see the sitting arrangement. The students will sit and then look at the teacher, which part of the teacher mentor they are seeing. Actually, the students should stand and the teacher should sit. That is why I call it as grandma. The grandmothers will never stand in front of a child. The grandmother will sit and they will make the kids to stand up in front of them. Then they will have a face-to-face relationship. So the classroom arrangement needs to be changed. So I'm redefining the whole technique of learning and teaching methodology, arranging the classroom, and understand all this. Therefore, what will happen? The children will not have fear from the childhood onwards. And they don't have anger because they are not seeing anybody who is in anger. It has to be a playful. It is not education and entertainment once in a while. It is edutrainment. Education plus entertainment together is called edutrainment. Your classroom is not of violence. It has to be of silence. And how do you make silence? I am a silence master from Himalayan tradition. My Guru Swami Rama, my master Swami Rama is called master of silence. And we are talking about violence today. Fear, anger, violence. That is why when the topic came, I jumped into that. There is a great danger of fear, anger, and violence. And what is the problem? The leadership is not good. In a classroom, the teacher is the leader. In a school, the principal or the headmaster or headmistress is the leader. And what happens is, you are not leading the micromanagement. The classroom teacher is the micromanagement. The micromanagement into a creativity and full of trust. There is always a judge upon the teacher asking, oh, you are not doing right. So the teacher himself or herself is under pressure. That is why the question when Moharin was mentioning completing the syllabus. So our job is finishing syllabus. No, our job is not finishing syllabus. Our job is not administrative job. Our job is to make the children to learn. If I make, yesterday I had a student whom I was teaching mathematics. I told him, my job is not teaching you mathematics. My job is to make you capable of learning mathematics. Understand, there is a lot of difference. So my job is not finishing the syllabus. My job is not teaching. My job is making my student to learn. If you understand this paradigm shift, you will become a leader and you will not be able to keep quiet. You will start making people to become more creative. They will have a lot of trust on you. And when you have a lot of activity around where you are busy with lot of creativity, your energy will go not in wasting in fear, not wasting in anger, not wasting in violence. Why all this happening? Because you have most of the time laziness. You don't have very potential high productive activity to be given to your children to create them 100%, 200% busy. I keep saying my success of a child depends on how much I am making them busy. Therefore, they don't have time to think about unnecessary things. And that is the trust a student should have on a teacher. How much I am filled and how much I can fill them. And that filling is not putting the tumbler 24 hours. No. The filling them, the eye which can see things beyond what others can see. And the good news is, we have a great emotional intelligence with a lot of healthy relationship. And that healthy relationship start with, I told you, from pregnancy, early child care, social, society, cultural, family, ecosystem which we have, the nature which we have, the political situations which we have. Everything is not in my control. But in my classroom, I can create an ecosystem where they will explore, they will become creative, they will show leadership. How can you show leadership? When the teacher becomes a leader, student will not show leadership. Because you are the topmost and the rest of the all. No, you should give them a lot of freedom. So don't shout at them and tell them, keep quiet, keep quiet. Ask them, let them shout. They should not fear of a teacher. They should not fear of the system. They should not fear of anything. When you have fear, anger comes out. The fear is the cause for anger. A parent is in angry mood scolding their kids because there is a fear of unsafety in the society. When my child goes out, they don't come at the right time, I have a fear, what would have happened to him? So by the time he enters in the house, I will shout at him. So the shouting anger is because of inner fear which I have. And that is because there is a violence in the society. If the society is peaceful, even if a child goes out and if they don't even turn out at the time exactly 5 o'clock, they are not back, I am not worried. So the fear is a big problem. The problem is because you don't have great things to do in your life. So you have to be a creative person, lot of innovative activities around. Don't keep judgment of what happened in my childhood and bring it into the story of today. World have changed a lot, right? So you have to shift yourself to the new world of 3, 2, 1 world. Look at the holistic environment. Don't look at safe, unsafe, problem. Everything has to be there. When there is a hill, there is a drain also, right? In Bhagavad Gita, which most of the time when I am being introduced, Bhagavad Gita is being told, Bhagavad Gita. That is actually the Ishvara, the Supreme Personality, the God, himself gives a class to a warrior who is a fighter, and he is not able to understand all these classes because he is always in tension, because he is standing in front of a opponent where he has to fight the war. No classes will go when you are in fear, when you are in anger, when you are in hurry, when you are in worry, when you eat more curry. When you eat a lot of spices, you will not be able to listen to anything. Right? So what happens is, he says, how to pretend that I have a great personality. So today a lot of personality classes are there. What is personality means? Personality means you have a shadow on your face, a mask on your face which looks like you are great. Actually, you are not great. Looking great is what is personality. Personality means you are protecting like a mask which to act in a drama. So you are on a stage, but actually you are not becoming that. So to become that, you need to become great, right? So if it is not happening, like the student is asking the master, Arjuna, the fighter, is asking the God how to pretend, how to speak, how to stand. Sthita pratna is the word. Without fear, without violence, without anger, the word is called the steady intellect. A steady intellect. That means I am strong, stubborn. And that word in Sanskrit is called Sthita Pratna. Sthita Pratnasya ka bhasha. How do a Sthita Pratna will speak? How do a Sthita Pratna will stand? What is the posture, facial expression he has to show? That means the first personality development course happened 5,000, 6,000 years back. This is how you should pretend to be. That's like trimming yourself. But the Bhagavan, the God, the Ishvara, the Supreme Personality doesn't answer that. He says, amidst mysteries, when you are in real trouble, the mind doesn't work. You will become not conscious of what you are saying. Your pleasure, your happiness, sukham, sukheshu. The word sukham comes there. The sukheshu, the pleasure, the happiness. You will become a beggar of happiness. That means what? You will lose happiness. You will crave for happiness. For which what is to be done? You have to be free from Vida, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Exactly the title of my topic is this. Vida, Raga, how to overcome, come out of, free from. Vida means come out of, free from. Raga means attachment. I told you attachment is the cause for fear. I am fearing somebody because if somebody, I don't respect somebody else, I will lose my position. That's a fear which I have. Why am I not scolding when the boss is scolding me back? My superior is scolding me. I have a tendency to scold him, but I am not able to scold him because I have to report to him. He is giving me salary. My boss, I cannot scold. So I have a fear. What is that fear? My attachment. My hierarchy is my fear. That is my bhayam. Bhayam is fear. My bhayam is, he is my supervisor, I cannot scold him. So what do? I will scold my subordinate under me. So I get scolding from my supervisor, I will scold my subordinate. If I cannot scold my subordinate, if subordinate scolds me, what do? I will go and scold somebody in my house. So this is like a disease which is transferred from one department to another department. I am like a postman. My job is take from somewhere, give it to somebody else. The krodham, the anger, that is because I am not an enlightened person. Sthita pratnasya, stithadir. You have to be a spiritual being. So that is where spirituality will come into picture. What is the method to come out of all this? Be a spiritual being. Understand, I am not the boss. Somebody else is not my boss. Everywhere there is another big boss who is controlling all of us. If I understand that, I will not have complaint. I will not have problem. I will not talk to somebody else in a rude way. I will become a sagely person. So every teacher, I keep saying, young teachers, when I talk about how the name grandma is given, I gave the name Grandma's Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam. Why Grandma G is given? Every teacher has to become a grandmother. Every teacher is a grandmother. The grandmother's wisdom should come. The grandmother's spirituality should come. The grandmother's experience of dealing with the society should come. They should not become so narrow-minded. They should become a broad-minded grandmother. And every teacher, every parent becomes their children. And the children who are inside my class are my grandchildren. So if children are grandchildren, earlier Moharin was telling every student is my child. I am saying don't treat them as children. You treat them as grandchildren. Therefore, their mother and father will become your children. So you can tell the parents also, you should do like this. That is why my name is TPS. I am so glad that my sister Elizabeth keeps on telling I am TPS, teachers, parents, and students. So every teacher is my daughter and son. Every parent is my daughter and son. Every student is my grandchild. So I'm self-aware that I have a great responsibility of looking after not my family, my children's family. And therefore, all the students becomes my grandchildren. And therefore, what is to be done? Don't bridge between one to another one. You always keep saying, no, I bridge a relationship. Don't bridge. Put them together in one island. Why you want them to be different islands? Don't make walls. Between the teacher and the student, there is a wall. No wall. No bridges. Put them into same place. It's my family. It's my self-awareness. When I improve step by step, get into the highest level of my maturity, I am sure my children will have more maturity. So what is lacking today? We lack good teachers. The biggest problem, hardly we see good teachers. Very rare to see good teachers. The communication skill has to be there. Communication is not blah, blah, blah English. Communication is understanding the other's emotional, intellectual, social relationship. Yesterday, we have mentioned communication in a different scenario. The other day, 2 days back, we had communication. I was talking about communication. I said the communication is the I should go. I am angry. I has gone. There is no anger at all. I should go. The power of empathy should come. The resolution is what is to be done, not solving problems. I cannot solve problems. The solving problem is not a temporary solving problem. You should have created an emotional intelligence model through which your child gets an emotional intelligence freedom. Emotional intelligence is a great freedom. The freedom of not conflicting your buddhi, your brain, to your feelings. Your buddhi, the intelligence, never conflict with your feelings, emotions. I want, I want, I want, I want. Then the brain says, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. This is the conflict. That resolution model is what we want. So I have a book on emotional intelligence that's available on my website. You should have a very creative space in which everybody can talk to each other, understand different culture, trust of collaboration. I am from a different medium, you are from a different medium. I am from a different culture, you are from a different culture. So if I don't understand your word, what happens is I get angry. Oh, this is not the way to address me. No, why should I get angry? This is your style, this is my style. But next generation, let me try to make a international scenario where he will not have any problem. So understand, we are in a new world. When you are put in a new world, definitely there will be a lot of conflicts. So conflict resolution is what makes anger, all the problems of overwhelmed reactions. Overwhelmed reactions. It can be fear, it can be anger, it can be violence, anything can be there. But what is required, don't allow them to shoot out of your small cup of tea. There can be hurricane, storm in your cup, but don't throw the tea outside. Then what will happen? You will become more productive. Your morality will change. The value system will change. That is why we need, see, today people want only education to get a job. So education is for getting a job. Therefore, what happened? People are more concentrated on technology, science, and all that. The humanities have lost. Nobody is interested in social science. Nobody interested in psychology. Nobody is interested in novels, story. No time for all that. But all these stories of great people we learned in our childhood gives a lot of value system, morality, the decision making ability, the problem solving ability. All this comes from the humanity subject, the collaboration, the relationship building. All these have to come from a positive thoughts, which everybody keeps talking about. How do you get positive thought? I need to have lot of stories which gives me, imbibe me a healthy environment, understand my society. That is where, even not in classroom alone, why should I restrict everything into education? In the employment relationship, employee company relationship, employee productivity, engagement of people in interpersonal relationship. When I talk about my MBA classes, I talk about the culture in a company, the communication and collaboration, group activity, how does it happen? Creativity, how does it happen? How do I get the problem solving ability, decision making ability, leadership? Our conference is on leadership. The decision making ability comes to me when I read a lot of stories. The stress management, conflict management, work environment has to be my job. When I am doing, my environment has to be good. Earlier, traditionally, we don't have a system wherein, like my sister Queen Elizabeth goes, you see a lot of Indians working under them. You use 2 Indian words and talk to them, and you will see the smiling face at them. They will have a lot of respect. Yesterday, when my sister said, I am also a student, I am learning something, I am sure they would have raised their eyes and see that, yeah, my boss, my colleague is so much of respect you gain, right? Why are you not doing it? Ask your children, ask the colleagues, build a relationship. The satsang, the union of people, of good people, happens only when your thoughts joins together, and such subject should come in your discussions. Always you are discussing mean, small, low level things. That means you have a lot of time to waste in your life. You have great things to do. I wonder what people are doing. Don't they have time to attend such lectures and learn so many things? Instead of that, what are they doing? They are wasting their time. When they waste the time, what happens? At the end of the day, they feel, yeah, I wasted my time. Everyone feels this after the day is over. Before they go to sleep, everybody feels I wasted my time. That makes them a anger tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning also, they are not changing. They repeat the same thing. So how to change this? How to change them from this trap? What are the practical things we can do? The practical things are, when I go for workshops, I don't give lectures. I do a lot of workshop activity-based programs. The role play, team building activities, self-reflection exercises. What is that you have done? What is that you were thinking from morning till now? One more normal question which I ask. And they will see, no, there was problem in the, no, what is that you are doing? When there is a problem, have you found a solution for that? Say, I wrote a book on Raising of India by the Race of India. Raising of India by the race of India. Who are the race? The youth is the race. And raising of India. How do you make the status? Don't use a single word of telling India is not clean. But tell how India has to make more cleaner. Don't tell that, no, India had problem. Tell that what is the problem, how to solve it. Challenge yourself to find solutions, but don't challenge yourself to find problems. No need of talking about the problems if you cannot find solutions. Don't list down problems. List down solutions for problems. And then discuss with the team. Have brainstorming. Understand there is a change agent who can come and then help you. In management principle, we have what is called a change agent. A change agent can be an external person who comes to your institution and then make people to make teams, discuss activity, identify what can be the great solution to solve your problems or how to make the productivity higher. When you think about such creative thing, what will happen? All that mean things of fighting and small problems will go away. And what is the biggest message which I am giving? Don't think about small problems. Think about big problems and big solutions. The violence happens. Don't make your children to be idle. If your children are idle, if they are into violence, they are in anger, they are worried, they are creating a lot of troubles. That means you are not giving them sufficient job to do. Very simple. You are not making them creative. You are not making them productive. And most of the time, the parent starts with N-O, no. Don't use the word no, number one. Many times, even if you listen to these lectures earlier, you will see no time I used the word T-R-Y, try. Write the word T-R-Y, cut it off. Don't try to teach. I am not trying to tell, I am telling. That's it. The word try is a bad word. No is a bad word. But what happens in the house? A child, young child, automatically when it is moving in its hand and the legs, scrolling on the ground, they will start catching the mobile phone. Suppose you keep something else, the child will grab it. When the child grabs, what you will say? No, don't take this. And immediately the child will take the book. You will say, no, don't take this. Immediately the child will take some other wire. And you will say, no, don't take this. The child is hearing always no, 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 no. Have you ever given something else to the child and said, take this? Give something, no. You are always saying no, no, no. Instead of that, what you should do is throw something to the child and say 10 items around you and say, take it. I keep saying I have gone to somebody's house and in the beautiful wardrobe, almara, the showcase, so many playing items are kept. Nice, mobile car which can be controlled, automatic controlling car, robotics. So many things are kept. Beautiful dolls are kept. Everything is very new and fresh. Then I asked the gentleman, why are you keeping all these here? Yeah, I purchased it for my child. And where is your child? Now he is studying engineering. What? Yeah, 20 years back I purchased it and I kept it safe without even spoiling it. Why? You have not given for playing? No, I have not given for playing. Why did you buy it, the playing item? You purchased a lot of playing item, but you don't want to spoil it. What happens? Assume that there is a remote control car you purchase for your child. Now, what the child will do, it will just throw and then break it. Finished. I paid this much of amount. Why did you break it? And you will start scolding. See, the item is not for you. The item is for the child. Let the child break it and then enjoy it. No. If a glass, a beautiful glass, from the hand it is fallen and broken, what will happen? Nice sound will come. Fantastic. Enjoy. The sound is there. The sound is there. You should enjoy. What is to be done? Really enjoy. That immediate moment you should say, fantastic, great, nice sound. You broke it. Instead of that, what do? You scold them. So they understand anger is a natural phenomena. You are seeing only anger around you. When a child we have seen that from our parents. So what do? What we have only we can give to the next generation, right? What is traditionally we got, we can give to the next generation. Somewhere we have to stop it. So the best thing is understand, even if something breaks, no problem. If some accident happens, no problem. We have to solve. Keep saying, if some item is broken, is that is important, or teaching them a lesson not to get angry is important. So you must understand whether the cost of that item is more or a great value system inculcating in your child is more important. Assume everybody is calm and quiet. See, in Japan, you cannot even shout at somebody. You cannot even talk to somebody. Even if you go to a hotel, there is only, in a restaurant, there is only one table and two chairs. They cannot have 10 people sitting around the table. They will not allow, because they make noise. Understand, man is kind, men are cruel. M-A-N, man is kind. men, men are cruel. So many people gather together, you spoil the whole thing. That's a problem. The society is not great because the relationships are not great today. So understand, in a classroom, you have to have not same age children, everybody. Vertical mixing should happen. At least once in a week, do a vertical grouping. And don't give them so much of lessons which are necessary. You don't, the other day I was mentioning, you don't have to know when the World War II happened. You don't have to know when the French Revolution happened. But you should know when your grandmother, grandfather, wedding anniversary, when it happened, father and mother, wedding anniversary, you should know. You must know your neighbor. You don't know your neighbor, but I know what is happening in the whole world. What is the purpose? That is not education. Education is, understand, I am defining what is education. Education is knowing you, knowing your surroundings. My surrounding is, maybe if I am on an internet world, I am around the world. But that necessarily I have to be about my family. About my family tradition is never taught in the classroom. It has to come from home. It has to come, my culture has to be learned from my home, from my temple, my church. That teaches me a lot of societal relationship. But we have lost all of them. The society has to be learned with the gathering of similar people, attending marriages, attending functions. All these are cultural activities. All these are part of learning. But we have no time. We are in a hurry to finish syllabus. Get them a PG degree, get them a job, get married, produce children, start with LKG, go to PG, produce again, KG to PG, KG to PG. It's a cycle. Where are we? Where are we running? Why are you so fast? And the marriage happened so fast. By one look, oh, I decide to date and then get married. And before the marriage is sanctioned by the God, the divorce petition also goes. The God has no time to approve your marriage. Before that, the divorce petition goes. We are in a hurry. Why we should be in a hurry? Let us peacefully, calm, quiet. Everything is fast now. That's a problem. Earlier, we had a lot of time. Now we have no time. Earlier, we have less job, but we have no job today. Not more job. We have no job today because every job is done by remote. Correct? We have become so lazy. See, earlier what happened? Every television was too huge, bulky television. You can see 3 feet by 3 feet was one television, big television. That time there was no remote. Then people were lean because they have to run to the switchboard many times. Now today people sit and then do remote. The television become lean and people become so fat. Obesity is the biggest problem. That is because you don't do exercise. And after some time you realize 40 years, you realize that no, I have to control my body. Then you start running and definitely you will collapse, heart attack will come. Because you have not done anything in your life so far, correct? Understand, Dr. TPS is 40 kilogram for last 30, 40 years. 60 kilogram for 40 years. 60 kilogram for 40 years. No plus one, no minus one. No 59, no 61. Sharp 60. I keep challenging. If somebody have a weighing machine, get me. I will see my weight. If I am less or more, change the weighing machine. That is wrong, I will. That's my guarantee I have. See, your food style have changed. There is lot of things to related to your basic character comes from Swabhava Prabhavair Gunai. Your Swabhavam, your character, your behavior pattern depends on what food you are eating. The other day also I mentioned microbiotics, macrobiotics. I eat more mirchi powder, hot items, lot of hot things in my life. Definitely I will get angry. If that is called Rajasic food, making you cruel, burn inside. Your tummy will start burning, definitely you get angry. And if you eat only sattvic food, mild spicy, not spicy, mild spicy or less spicy food, you will become a sattvic person. Sattvic is cool, calm. You cannot scold because there is no hot inside you. If you are hot inside, definitely heat things will come out. You eat lot of non-vegetarian. What is happening to non-vegetarian? You imagine an animal is being killed. What thoughts will come in the animal? Fear, anger, violence. Somebody is holding my neck and then trying to kill me. What will come in me? Will I be happy? Will I be peaceful? Will I have silence, or I will start shouting? Definitely at the time of death, what feelings I have, my chemistry in my blood will have it. And understand, every bit of meat which you eat has blood inside. Every bit of meat what you are eating is with the blood inside. So what are you eating? All the chemistry what that had during the time of death of the animal you are eating. You know, when a small fish is being captured by a big fish, the small fish creates a chemistry inside, and if the chemistry is identified by the big fish, it will not eat. It will save itself. If the small fish is bearing egg inside, the egg itself has got a chemistry to be shown on the skin, so that big fish understand this is bearing egg. Don't catch it, because this big fish will get a disease. Tell me, people don't have this knowledge. So what do? We catch everything and then start eating. There are 126 toxins identified in dead fish, which can create troubles in you. Not physical trouble, that will digest and go. Emotional trouble in you, which will make you angry. Breathing problem, skin disease, breathing problem, because the fish dies without breath. And that chemistry which is produced in that fish will create you breathing problem. So the people eat more fish. I can identify seeing them from the skin, from the breathing. So there are a lot of things to be related to your food. Therefore, how to overcome fear, anger, and violence was the question and topic given to me. It starts with the pregnancy, the time the mother and parents have eaten. It starts with the society, starts with education, starts with the culture, starts with the social impact, starts with your spiritual relationship, satsang, and the maintenance by what food you eat. For any anger, if somebody gets angry, I've got a small trick to solve the problem. I am getting angry, I want to scold my sister. What sister should do? That is what I did in the beginning. Ask, you can scold me, but drink 1 liter water, then scold me. Half of the problem will solve if you can hold drinking that time. Assume somebody want to scold, what you should do? Drink water, finish it, then only scold. Because if I don't drink water, I can get a heart attack and start scolding, right? So what should I do? Drink water. You know what happens? Before drinking water, what thoughts I had, that will go. Delay. The process of delay. Number 1, delay. Don't scold. Delay it. Immediate scolding can be delayed. Number 2, assume even after 1 liter, again you want to scold. What do? Ask him to drink 2 more liters. I'm sure after 3 liters, he will go to the washroom and they will flush it out. Oh, what a great piece of mind, right? So don't take too much of tension. Tell them, I have no problem hearing, but what is to be done is, you don't take pressure, because when I am scolding, my pressure goes up. When your pressure goes up, you may get a heart attack. So what is to be done? Hold your breath, take a deep breath, and then say, oh, yeah. Forget. You will forget. Correct. So taking breath, drinking water. Some people have high acidity. When they have ulcer, one disease in the stomach, definitely they will get more angry. So what is to be done? Have sufficient food. Don't keep empty stomach. Always keep some food, some fruits, keep eating. Then your anger you can control. Whenever you are in hungry, the angry mood will come. Whenever you are in a hurry, angry mood will come. Therefore, don't be in a hurry. Assume that you are running to catch the train. Somebody is asking you, what is the time? Don't you get angry? Yes, but instead of that, you are waiting in the bus stop, sitting and waiting for the bus. You will think, why somebody is not coming and talking to me, right? So you are in a hurry, you have anger. You are in a worry. You are in a full bad mood, lot of tension, lot of problems at home. I'm sure you will get angry. So there is a beautiful article from a Western world which I remember now. The lift boy. The lift boy deals. He is getting angry with all the people who is a lift controller. The switching on, switching off, operating the lift is his job. He meets a lot of people every day, right? And he gets angry to everyone. That is because at home he started with anger. That is why we have in school what is called a prayer. Everybody comes, thousands of people come from different background. Everybody has to be kept in a good mood. That is why school prayer is kept. So there is nothing wrong. The school prayer is only to train us. Before starting everything, let us have a prayer. So every day, start your day with a prayer. Don't be in a hurry. Wake up, sit down on the bed. Don't jump out of your bed. Sit down on the bed for some time. Because the horizontal body, don't put it into vertical position all on a sudden. Because the heart has to pump lot of blood all across, and in horizontal it becomes so easy. But all on a sudden you stand up, there will be a jerking in your body. So from horizontal, don't get into vertical all on a sudden. Sit on your bed for some time. And that's a time when you can pray. Sit down, then get out of the bed. These are all different methods to change your routine. Lifestyle change doesn't mean only change your food. No. Lifestyle means taking bath also should be changed. While taking bath, assume that you pour cold water or your shower is so hot, it becomes a shock. No shock should happen. You get lot of shocks, you will start showing it out. So don't give a lot of shocks. Slow, steady, because our blood is a non-Newtonian fluid. There is a lot of physiology involved in it. Anybody learn psychology without physiology can't understand this. I'm a fluid mechanics man. My subject is I understand how the blood is flowing in your body. And when the blood is highly non-Newtonian, what is non-Newtonian? Even if you put it down, it doesn't go down. Otherwise, our heart will have a lot of problem in pumping the blood down and up, right? From the center. It doesn't, because it's a non-Newtonian. Because it is non-Newtonian, you cannot jerk it too fast. That is why some sports people have a lot of anger. They keep on jumping, shouting. They also show anger to somebody else. WWF people, not only on the show, out also they will show this. That is because the blood is always boiling. You are making it to boil too much. And it cannot stop. It starts boiling all the time. You cannot say tomorrow I should boil, today I should not boil. If I don't fight with somebody, I'll fit somebody else. That's a problem. So it's a fluid mechanics in your body which changes. Dynamics of your body is different. So understand, you must understand your body. Discuss with the people. Now what we have is, we have a lot of people counseling psychology. A lot of people, they don't even understand the psychology. They don't understand physiology. They don't understand biochemistry. They don't understand all the science. But they only read some books. And one book I learned, I got a Master of Atnana, MA in psychology. Atnana is not having knowledge. Master of not having knowledge is what they get, MA. It doesn't work. You need to have a lot of practical applications, deal with the people, talk to people, understand, mix with the people, lot of life experience. That is what is called wisdom. So create large wisdom. I can go on and on. I don't know why my sister Queen Elizabeth is not asking me stop.
Because I mean,
I was waiting for that.
No, because like me, she must also be enjoying such a wonderful illustration, sir. Awesome. really engaged. I found a lot of psychology lessons which I'm going to deliver in my university and to the IAS officers whom I train. In Delhi, I come to train IAS officers, sir.
Yeah, this
I
is
have
the
trained.
problem with the teachers. They don't see in a doctor. What happens is they refer to some other doctor. The teachers, what happens is they never refer to somebody else. They'll say, I can treat everybody. See, what now the way they told is, I will keep lecture now taking all these points. Grandham moona pagartidil muhurtam mutramaidu. When you copy muhurtam 3 times, it becomes mutram. It is not easy listening to one lecture. You think I know everything now. Now I will teach everybody. It doesn't happen.
No,
Doesn't happen that
no,
way.
Understood?
Yeah.
doesn't happen. That was,
So don't get into such conclusions. What is to
Thank
be
you
done is,
so much.
yeah, you should have so many interactions, lot of questions, lot of interactions. It is
Yes.
not one day. I have left my job. I have left my job in government to learn for last 20 years.
oh, that's excellent. That's
Understood? I was
commendable.
with the Prime
Yes,
Minister's
yes.
office, Deputy Director in the Cabinet Secretariat, the highest office in India. I was
Oh,
Deputy
wonderful.
Director in the highest office in India. I left that job and left the job for teaching 8th class children. 8th
Wow.
class children in my hometown. That's what I did.
I would request Honorable Queen Ma'am to share sir's number because I want to be in touch with
My number is already there on my display itself, 95020388875, or just type Dr. TPS on internet. Google will tell you. If Google doesn't tell you my number, tell me. I will show Google whom I am. It's
it was
already there.
wonderful.
We are in a digital world. It is easy
Yes,
to
yes,
find
yes,
out. Except like Somania and all, you cannot find out. Samina, Eveline, you Google, you will not get it.
yes.
Understood. Some people are out of Google, but I live in Google for last 25 years. I produced my first book, live. First book I produced, Life Made Simple, out of Facebook.
Oh, very nice.
This is a book created out of discussion between me and my students on Facebook. The Facebook
Wonderful,
has
sir.
dead and gone. Understood. So
Sir,
we
I
are
will
all
be.
grandchildren of space.
Yeah, I will be in touch with you, sir, for a lot of personal and professional growth. So thank you very much. It was. I leave it to Queen Elizabeth, ma'am. But yeah, I enjoyed thoroughly. Felt educated by your knowledgeable lecture. I will attend more of it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Elizabeth, ma'am.
By the way, I studied in Bangalore. I'm a product of
Ah,
Bangalore University. I studied my fluid mechanics, the blood flow in arteries and everything from
sir,
Bangalore.
please do visit. Sir, please visit our university. Our MBA
Yeah,
student and law student will be
I am,
welcome. Please, whenever
I'm
you are
every day.
coming.
I was a professor of MBA for a university. I was a professor of, I am now with YYCI. I am YYCI practicing, the professor of practices for YYCI. So
Which
whole
branch of
India, I
ICFI?
keep traveling for lectures for YYCI.
Yeah,
ICFI.
yeah. Yeah. I will just text you and let's meet whenever you are in
Yeah,
Bangalore
Bangalore is
or I am
very,
in
no,
Delhi.
that is a very bad statement. When you are in Bangalore, come to me, it doesn't happen. Because I go for a specific job out. I keep traveling via Bangalore because I am from Kerala. I have to travel from Hyderabad. So most of the time I cross Bangalore.
No, no, please drop into our university. I will make all arrangements and I'll have your lecture because I find it will help my students, sir.
Your drop in will not happen. When you invite only, I'll come, I'm saying.
I will invite. I will invite definitely. That's why I
But
asked for your
no,
number.
while
And
going, you drop in doesn't happen because I'm not going
no, no,
anywhere.
I will personally invite you, sir. I find a
Okay.
lot of value in the lecture and
Thank
word.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this wonderful time. You can see that I didn't disturb you with my questions today because you were it's like you're talking to me direct, even though you are talking to the whole world, especially when it comes to building yourself up and also how you need to overcome this anger. Because I will confess to you, yes, I'm still working on that in my own life too. So I
No,
I'll say,
there is nothing wrong.
yeah.
There is nothing wrong in getting angry. There
Mm-hmm.
is nothing wrong in showing love
Mm-hmm.
because we are an emotional being.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
But
yes.
what should happen is It should not go beyond the limits. It's like a wave. It's like a wave. That's why I said it is a turmoil or a storm in a cup. It should not go out. There has to be emotion, feelings. Otherwise, we are not a human being. Being human being social, if I cannot get angry, I cannot show love. Understood? If I cannot show, oh, I will not talk to you. When can I tell you that I will not talk to you? Only when I love you. Otherwise, why should I tell? I can just ignore, right? Why am I telling I will not talk to you? Because I have an intention to talk to you.
Yeah,
understand?
Definitely.
When I am telling, see, when somebody says, I am a psychotherapist and so many people call me, and then somebody says, I want to commit suicide. I said, definitely you don't want to commit suicide. Why? If you want to commit suicide, why should you telephone? You should have committed suicide, right? Why are you telephoning to me? Telling that you want to commit suicide itself shows you don't want to commit suicide, but you have a problem which is unsolvable by you, which I will give you solution.
Yeah.
Understood? So you have to read between the lines. So there is nothing wrong in getting angry. I have to go angry with my people. No, I cannot show angry on somebody on the road. So if I am showing anger to somebody, that means I have freedom to show anger. But after each anger, give them a hug, make them to sleep on your lap, hug them, feed them well. Soon after you scold your husband, give a cup of ice cream.
That is why they said that you use one hand to scold a child and use the other hand to bring them back.
See,
And
do you know
Exactly.
every picture of God and goddesses in India, one hand is with blessing and behind they have lot of weapons.
Okay.
Yes.
And they also hold weapons. They have 10 hands to some of the God. You look at them. One hand is blessing. Another hand is, if you don't listen to this, I will take the weapons. That's what it said.
It's an ancient version of carrot and stick
Okay,
approach.
we need to move on now because the next speaker having
Ma'am.
problem with the connection.